My name is Anita Dixon. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Wyoming, Minnesota. Thank you for joining me. I have an adorable Funful card to share with you today. I'm calling it the Fancy Flora pop-up card. When placed in an envelope, it lays flat, but when the recipient opens it, it pops up. You can see there's a mechanism in the middle here that helps the card to pop up. I was inspired to create this card by a card that I received in a swap some time ago. All of the product on this card are retired, so I decided to create a new card using current product. The designer paper on this card is from a pack of designer paper called Fancy Flora. There are 48 sheets in this package, and there are a variety of colors used in this package of cards. Beautiful colors. So today, I'm going to create another card using the same designer paper, however, a different pattern. And I chose this one, and for a coordinating color, I decided to use Calypso Coral. On this card, I used Starry Sky. So to create this card, I started with a card base of 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25. The designer paper is 5.25 by 4. And we are going to attach this to the front of the card. I like to use our liquid glue, but one thing I need to remember when I apply my glue is that I want to attach the glue only to the outside of the card. So I created a template for myself. The die that I'm going to use to create this center pop-out portion is from the framed floret dies, and I'm going to use this one. When I use this die, it actually creates two pieces, this outside piece and the inside piece. So I'm going to lay this in the middle so I know where to apply my glue. And there's a real good reason for not applying glue in the middle. And that's because I want to save this outside piece right here. I want it to be blue. Well, actually, mine's going to be Calypso Coral. And I think I may have a little bit too much glue on the corner here. So I'm going to use a piece of scratch paper to eliminate that. Okay. Let's attach this to the front of the card like this. Okay, now we are ready to die cut. I'm going to get my die cutting machine. And laying it on here. Center that. I'm using the base plate and number 2 and number 3, and now I'll put a number 3 over the top. And I'll run that through. Okay, let's move this aside. And we won't need this anymore, so I'll move this. Okay. So now, when I remove this, we've got this designer paper, and we've got this piece. As I mentioned earlier, when you die cut with this, you end up with two pieces. Okay, and we want to save this because that's going to be this part. And we want to save this. I thought that looked really nice layered on there. And I also need to remove this from the back because if I try to die cut again, it may not die cut through. Okay, so the next step is we need to, I want these to be one piece, but this is too small. So I took this die right here and I die cut it and I kept the inside piece. And that means I can lay it on top and attach it and it will still go through the center hole because the outer piece is a little bit bigger than what's on the inside, and I can layer this in here. So let's take the designer paper and add a little bit of glue. A little bit of glue goes a long ways, and I'm going to lay that on there. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue around the edge so that I can adhere that border piece to it. Like this. Okay. Now the next step is I'm going to fold the card in half, and we need to attach the inside piece. I'm using a piece that is 5 1/4 by 4, and I've already stamped my greeting on it. I thought it fit perfectly in the inside of my card. And I'm using potted geraniums, wishing you happiness today and always. So let's attach a little bit of glue to this. And we need to insert this first, otherwise our mechanism won't fit right in there. So the next step is our inside mechanism piece. And I've got a piece that is 3 inches by 4 inches, and I've scored it at 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to use my bone folder. Actually, I could use my nails here. So I want to be a little bit quick on this. And this is going to adhere centered on the sides. And then this piece will come down and it will pop up. So let's attach a little bit of glue to the bottom here. And I'm going to attach that right there. Now, rather than putting the adhesive here, because if I close this, you would see the adhesive through it, I'm going to use some tear and tape. Just going to use a piece that will fit right along here, like this. And then I can peel that off, like that, and close this up. And then we've got our mechanism. Now there is one more piece that we're going to attach to this, another piece to the mechanism, and that's this piece. It is 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches, and I've scored it at 1 inch. And I've added some tear and tape to it. I'm going to peel that off. Like this. And one piece, one side of it, will be adhered to our mechanism there, and the other piece will be attached to this piece. So if you can see here, one piece is attached like this, centered, and just below that score line. And then this piece, we're going to put it like this, so it pops through this. And then our card will pop up. So I'm going to decorate it. I have already stamped a greeting, a happy birthday, using Calypso Coral ink. And I use these Stylish Shapes dies to die cut that piece. I love these. I use these a lot. And I'm going to add some mini dimensionals to the back. I think 3 would be about right. And I like the butterfly on my card. I stamped it, or die cut it with white paper. And I used the Brilliant Wings butterflies. I used this one, but I think any of the smaller ones would work. You could even use a couple of them on there, as long as they fit into the opening. So let's remove these dimensionals from our greeting and attach it to the card. going to attach it. I need to make sure that it fits through, so I'm up a little ways so it fits through when I open the card. And then we need a little butterfly, and I'll put a dimensional just on the back like this, and we'll peel that off, and that can go right here like this. So there's our card, quick and easy. I hope that you enjoyed my project today, and I hope you feel inspired. When you place an order, any size, through my online store today through January 15, 2023, and use this hostess code, I will send you a free card kit to make one of these cards or another design. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you feel inspired. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.